It's Bryce James. I didn't have to look it up. It came to me right at the end of the game when they were going up and all congratulating each other, and he was coming off the bench to shake hands with his teammates. So it's Bryce. Bronny's little big brother is Bryce James. Okay. So yeah, that's who it is. I didn't have to look it up. I went over down to the news to watch the weather report one more time before I go into bed, and and they had on, what's the name of that show? Shark Tank, the Nampons and stuff. I was like, oh, that's interesting. No, that's actually a very, share caregiving according to built to last. It's actually a pretty good idea. Uh, but people say it's just, my thing is you be in sporting world. If you're playing sports and stuff, I guess that could help. Um, it's interesting. People with a lot of things. I'm a very basic person. I had a bloody nose in a long time, thank goodness, right? But I'm the type of person I like to try to reduce trauma and injury radically by doing things correctly. Like with tackle football instead of hit football. Get your head up, do it right, do this. So I'm the type of person, by just being intelligent and doing things compassionately and intelligently. I like to reduce, like reducing disease by stopping extortion, exploitation, and irrational, unnecessary movement of human beings through mechanization. Right. So that's just the way I am. I think about, when you think about young people that have a heart attack, playing basketball in college, and a lot of it had to do with the COVID. And the COVID was a reaction from the environment because of human mechanization and aggressive behaviors. And living in a more pristine environment than going and living inside. He had to go to Inglewood to go to school, and so he goes from Malibu to Inglewood. And then the stress and the what's the thing, the pandemic, as you guys refer to it, it was genocide. It wasn't a pandemic. The pandemic was the Spanish influenza. COVID was, you know, Wendy Peppercorn. She doesn't know what she's doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay. They're doing genocide operations. It's obvious. You look at it and you see it with the way that they're maneuvering people and manipulating people, especially depressing people, and the flow of fentanyl and the other things that they do and the things that they're doing, and the attack on people psychologically, intellectually, emotionally, and how it makes a lot of people just feel depressed and hopeless, which makes sense if you're a intelligent person and you understand right from wrong and good from bad and true from lie. And there's so much bad brain activity from the mechanization and the technology that has people so distracted that it's depressing. It can become overwhelming for people, and they just try to totally tune it out with alcohol and drugs. Like the one little kid, Zach, from Radio Play Reach in Sierra Vista. They do it for my city. I'm going to do it. If they won't do it, I'm going to do it for my motherfucking city. He said, if you don't play shop or skate, you ain't much to do in Sierra Vista. And they don't really piss, and all we do is get high and fuck all night. I'm not trying to glorify it, but what other options do you give us? It's like, the world wasn't as mechanized and as bad and abusive and manipulative when I was young. And I wanted to have sex with girls a lot when I was young too. I was very patient and waited, but it may be a lot harder when you're being, well, yeah, with the dreams I have now when I sleep. I'm certain it's a lot harder being a young person going through puberty with raging hormones now than it was when I was younger. Because when I was younger, if you had good moral structures and good moral values and some good role models, you had the opportunity to go, okay, I know what I want to do, and I know what I want for myself, and I want for others, and I want for my children. And but then it's encouraging to see kids be positive and positive to their teammates, because that's LeBron James's son, and he didn't play tonight, but he was the biggest cheerleader, for his teammates. And I think he's objective, but he's intelligent. He understands what a good ball player Koa Pete is, and what a good ball player the coach. What good ball players he's playing behind. I think he realizes, well, no, these guys are really good. They're very, very good. Yeah, Koa Pete's a really good basketball player. And so it's interesting, yeah. But he's a good-hearted kid. He's got a good heart on him. He does. I noticed it. I could feel it, but I felt it even more tonight. I was watching the game. I was like, "Who's that kid?" At first, I thought it was Brad. He was next to Mr. Bradley. I thought, "That's Bradley. This kid's bigger. Who is that?" ¿Quién es este niño? Who's that boy? That's Bryce James. That's LeBron James's son. Okay. Well, he's that's neat to see him that encouraging, why he's there. You get to play for a really good team. You're playing for a really good team, number one team in the country, and he's not moping. He's not sitting around moping. He's very encouraging and very positive and very supportive of his teammates. That's neat, huh? It is. It's cute. No sour grapes, no moping, So that's cool to see. It's possible he may go somewhere else next year where he could have more fun playing basketball, because basketball's more fun when you play it. It really is. And but so we'll see. That'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. Me and my dad were talking about it today. I said, it's weird what sports colleges are just insane now. I said, I thought when Obama went into office and stuff, and they were talking about all this stuff about being responsible and your carbon footprint with the Paris Summit stuff, I thought colleges were going to be the first to break into, if they were going to go in a direction of realignment. I thought it was going to go, this is the California conference with Hawaii, and this is the Northwest conference with Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and maybe the Montanas, and then the and the Nevadas with the Utahs, and then maybe the border conference, and stuff with the New Mexico State and UTEP and New Mexico, and they would all work together, and put together, people have a group Tesla vans for the alumni associations, for people to go and travel well and do it with a low carbon based footprint for people to, and all these neat little things, that we could do, just being more responsible global citizens. And it went in the exact opposite fucking direction. Okay. And it didn't just happen under Donald Trump's watch. It also was happening and still happening during Joe Biden's, who's supposed to be a progressive Democrat, right? And, and the sports are supposed to be the front door to the university. This is what the university is all about. And you're like, yeah, well, that's depressing. What are you thinking? Please pass the fentanyl. It's horrible. No, I can understand why kids want to take fentanyl, want to take drugs, want to be medicated, and then just get to the point where it's like, I'm not sure if I want to live yet, or die. It doesn't really. Do you, or do you, what show was that? Do you care if you live or die? I don't know. Was that like on Scared Straight? You care if you live or die? I don't know. And you'll get that from kids. And they feel hopeless. I'm like, God, that's horrible. Well, when you have the Messiah in Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is a place discussed in the book of Revelation, and they've tortured him incessantly his whole life to try to challenge him. And then in that challenge, they got, he tried to get them to be sweethearts and let's just do this. We can do it quietly and anonymously for me, but just do it. And they won't. I'll give you $350,000, but I want the 10% Pastor for people's bloody noses because you don't do shit right. Wow, you fuckers are crazy. And they are. Oh, trust me, I'm the eternal spirit of the Lord, and I understand how crazy people are. And I understand that I live in the most vicious, selfish, evil community in the history of the world. Well, because they were studying me before I was born. My life is the book of Revelation is about my life. And I did everything I needed to do for us to redeem the Gospels and live the Lord's Prayer worldwide. And I live here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, just right outside the Trinity site. Okay. And they're not, I have this YouTube channel that I started in Cochise County where you have the best Wi-Fi in the whole world. And kids making frivolous videos about economics get more views than I do. So I know the most evil, I was born in the belly of the dragon, the belly of the beast. It says so in the book of Revelation, that his family is here and the testimony of Jesus, of the Lord Jesus, is on their lips, but not in their hearts. And the only one that has it in his heart is the one that's the spirit of King David. It's Earl, right? The son of Ralph and Mary. Say my name, right? So I know how evil this place is. Okay. But I was very impressed with LeBron and his wife's. I don't know his wife's name, sorry. I do know Bryce and Bronny's names, but I don't know Mama's name. Okay. What's your mama's name, child? What's your mama's name? All right. Has she ever mentioned a man named Bruford Wilson? That's just a song of being silly, right? Those little old grass hut houses, and it looks like Ireland or something there. See it? I don't know. Is that England or do they have that many? They have rocky cliffs like that in Ireland too. There, it's possible. There, it might be. It could be. You never know. It could be Newfoundland for all I know. I don't know. It's interesting though. It is neat. It is to a degree, but not really. Well, because when you build places like that with that older material and stuff like that, eventually it's going to rot away and cause health issues having to stay in that kind of older archaic of a domicile. Okay. If you're going to have the stuff growing on top and everything, like mound builders, you live in tornado land, stuff like that, you're going to have to do it off of materials like where they rebuilt the White House and had to make it with steel. I am a magnet, you are a magnet, and I am steel. But you're going to have to do things, share caregiving according to built to last. People need shelter, but we need to get together and do it intelligently. Intelligent, L-Y. And so, you're going to have to, in the time, it was the best technology they had, for the terrain and all that. I don't know, because didn't the Roman Empire came and they didn't come and teach them, here, so you take this and you would bake these bricks here and we'll do this, and and they could have made structures that are viable in the Middle East, but could still work, I think, if you break the bricks and you put in the, I don't know, they didn't have chicken wire back then, did they? I don't know. But Lord, try and be gory there. I don't know, Lord. Help us, Lord. I'm working on it. But, man, it's a mad, mad world we live in. It's not the world. It's human beings that are selfish. Okay. The world's a beautiful place. Look at that there. Oh gosh, that's gorgeous, isn't it there? It's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, there's so many things in the world. I was so happy today when I woke up because the birds hate the machines that do the harvesting. They hate them. They hear them coming a day in advance of the day. They all take off. Right. So last night when I washed down the house, I filled up the bird bath in hopes that they'd be back in a day or two. No, they woke up this morning and they went over to those trees, and the doves had all come back to our pomegranate bush and our finches. They're everywhere. Our little cute little finches, the little red-faced finch. They're cute. Yeah, and they're all over and hitting our. I'm gonna have to fill I got the one bird bath. I didn't fill that one now, but it's probably got water in it because it rained quite a bit tonight. I'll check our rain gauge, see how much we got, and then have to fill the bird feeders with bird seed because there's a lot more slim pickings for the nuts there. There is there now, yeah. So It's I love birds. I wouldn't want to be one, and boy, the pecking order sucks. I've watched it the last couple of years here because I've been on this whatchamacallit, this orchard. They took my kids away because the military's jealous and mean, and propaganda tool bags, turd bags, tool bags, fucking money, go together like a bear trying to get that honey, get all stung in. But if you're a bear, you'll get it taken care of, right? Just being silly. But isn't that gorgeous there? Isn't it? This is a beautiful planet we live on there. The world's not a horrible place. Selfish people are horrible there. That's beautiful there. It's rugged and it can be very difficult, but if you're doing things right and you know what you're doing, you can go enjoy it. Then get back home and play tackle football, not hit football. You can play basketball without stepping under people to try to win the game there. And then Clyde won't have to hit you in the face with his knees there when he's dunking over you there, if you're from the University of Memphis there. Jeez, Clyde got mad. I remember that when he that thing. So I wanted to hit him with my knees. I was mad. I understand. I used to go through the lane like a flying ninja and cup the ball and swing my arms back and forth because they would all come and try to hurt me and hit me and knock me down. So I came through the lane like Bruce Lee. Wah! And grabbed it, cupped it with my right hand and would swing my arm back and forth if I was either going to shoot and finish at the last minute or pass it. But if they did come up and try to hurt me, they were going to catch an elbow. Like Bill Russell said he did with his rebounding. He'd swing his elbows and he'd kick his leg real high up in the air like a Zulu warrior. I remember looking at the pictures of him. His leg would be way up over his head, and both elbows, to give him balance, would be swung out. Because he was skinny for a center. He was like 6'9", 220, and a lot of the other guys he played against were like 240, 250 and stuff, and they beat him up. So he'd jump up in the air with that Zulu kick, and it's like, I understand. But when, not if, when we understand the truth of Psalms and the truth of Proverbs, we forgive debt and trespass and love one eternal faithful peace. It's a basketball game. You're not going out there to hurt each other. And if a woman requires that you hurt the other man to have sexual procreation with her, tell her to go sod the hell off there. Oh, Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with people both working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's dang gangs of 'em digging for gold in the streets. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. I believe Edwin Whiten you wish to express is how the fine ladies of London's are dressed. That's a good song. Go listen to it. Don McLean, Mountains o' Morin. It's about a poor Irishman had to go to London because they came in and started asking for rent and owning the land and taking away from the people that lived there for thousands of years. Sad. It is. Ask your president about it. He did it building golf courses in the UK before he became president there. Yeah. You do what you do, and you got to understand when you're doing something wrong, you got to self-correct. And when you're doing something right, you don't let those that do wrong make you do wrong, right? You get up and you do the right thing, right? So, that was a pretty good little prayer. There may be hope yet for King James Version. And I'll go look it up. I'll find out. I haven't had access to and stuff. I could talk to the kids in prayer and find out what mom's name is, but I'm not going to hear it. It's hard. Guys, there's over 8 billion people on the planet. I'm but one man. I don't know everything and I don't see everything. I don't work for the National Security Agency, DARPA, or NASA there. Okay, so if you want me to know who you are, I'm going to have to go look you up on Wikipedia there. like Deanna Allison. Right? It's Tusi. Oh, one of the others. One of the other. There's another Navajo surname that's very common besides Begay, Chi, and Yazzie. And I said, "How'd you forget that one?" I don't remember. Now I forgot it again. Damn. I was like, I said Chi, Begay, and Yazzie. And there's another one that's very quite common. And like Smith and Wesson and Johnson and Anderson and stuff. And I go, don't you know I done and gone and forgot it again. And I remembered it the other day. Oh, how could you forget that? I don't know. Yeah. It happens. Well, I'm only human. All right, guys. I love you. We'll talk tomorrow. Peace out.